Okay, hello my dear students, a hearty welcome to all. Here I am Shindu. Today I would like to present a topic, that is residential status of an individual. That portion actually comes under the subject Income Tax Act. Okay, here the word resident or the term residential status, I think it's a familiar term, right? Then how to define residential status? Or what do you mean by residential status? Okay, firstly, let us check the meaning of residential status. Please listen here. The residential status refers to a person's status with reference to the question of how long the person has stayed in India for the past years. Okay, once again, residential status refers to a person's status with reference to the question of how long the person has stayed in India for the past years. Here, very notable point is that how long the person has stayed in India. Okay, that means it reveals the status of a person in a particular country through assessing the total days that are spent by a person in India. Okay. Residential status means it reveals the status of a person through assessing the total days that person stayed in India. Okay. Then we can move to the relationship between the residential status of a person and the incidence of tax. Okay. At the time of calculating at the time of levy and collection of tax, we want to calculate the total income of a person. At the time of calculating the total income of a person, we must determine the residential status of a person. That means on the basis of residential status, we find out or we calculate the total income of a person for the purpose of levy and collection of tax. Okay, listen here. Residential status is very important in determining the tax liability of an assessee. Okay, this is because the total income of the assessee during the previous year is computed on the basis of the residential status in India during that previous year. That means here there is a need for compulsory determination of the residential status of a person for the purpose of levy and collection of income tax. Okay, also we can say the total income of a person during the previous year is calculated on the basis of residential status of a person. So, here we can understand what residential status is very important in the case of calculating or collecting income tax. Okay. Then we can move to the conditions relating to the residential status of an individual. Okay. Here there are two main heads, that is basic condition and additional conditions. Okay. Firstly, we can check which one is the basic conditions. There are two basic conditions, that is first one is the assessee, listen here, the assessee is in India for a period of 182 days or more than 182 days during the previous year. Once again, the assessee is in India for a period of 182 days or more than 182 days during the previous year. Okay. Here, we know what do you mean by assessee? Okay, assessee is a person who is liable to pay tax, or all taxpayer is called assessee, right? Okay. Then, what do you mean by previous year? Yeah, previous year is the financial year preceding the assessment year. For example, our assessment year, please assume that our assessment year is 2021-22. Okay, assessment year is 2021-22. Then our previous year is what? Yeah, previous year is 2021. Right? Okay. Then here, first basic condition, that means an assessee must have in India for a period of 182 days or more than 182 days. Got it? Okay. Then we can move to the second basic condition. Okay. Second basic condition is that the assessee is in India for a period of 60 days or more than 60 days, and also he should have in India for a period of 365 days during the 4 years preceding the previous year. Okay. We can explain it through an example. Okay. Please assuming that our previous year is 2021-22. Previous year 21-22. And the preceding 4 years is 20, 21, 19, 20, 18, 19 and 17, 18, right? This is our previous year, and preceding 4 years is 20, 21, 19, 20, 18, 19 and 17, 18. So, the second basic condition says that the assessee must have in India for a period of 365 days out of these 4 years. 365 days. Okay. Once again, the second basic condition is the assessee is in India for a period of 60 days or more than 60 days, and also he should have in India for a period of 365 days preceding the 4 years of previous year. Okay, got it. Then we can move to the additional conditions. There are 2 additional conditions. And the first additional condition is that the assessee has been resident in India in at least 2 out of 10 years preceding the previous year. Once again, the first additional condition is that the assessee has been resident. That is notable. The assessee has been resident in India in at least 2 out of 10 years preceding the previous year. That means 2 out of 10 years preceding the previous year. We can explain through an example. Here, our previous year is 2021-22. Okay. 10 years preceding the previous year is starts from 2021 and it ends from the 10 years starts from 2021 and it ends up 11 to 12, right? And here says that any 2 year the assessee must has been resident in India. That means 2 year means according to the tax purpose 1 year is equal to 182 days. 1 year is equal to 182 days and 1 year not is equal to 365 days. Normal cases 1 year is equal to 365 days, but at the time of tax purpose 1 year equal to 182 days. That means if a person stayed in India at least 182 days or more than 182 days, we can say he is a resident in India. So, in the first additional condition says that if an assessee is in India or assessee has been resident in India for a period of 2 years out of 10 years preceding the previous year. Okay, that means the assessee is in India 2 years with the 182 days of each year. Okay, next second additional condition. The second additional condition is this: the assessee is in India 730 days out of 7 preceding previous years. The assessee is in India 730 days out of 7 preceding years. That means the assessee is in India any 730 days among 7 years preceding the previous year. Okay, these are the additional conditions. Okay, then we discuss about the basic condition and additional condition. And next, on the basis of these conditions, how to determine the residential status of an individual? Okay, listen here. If a person or if an assessee satisfying any one of the basic condition or satisfying both the basic conditions, we can say he is a resident. Once again, if an assessee satisfying any one of the basic condition or both the basic conditions, we can say he is a resident. In other case, an assessee or a person does not satisfy both the additional conditions, we can say he is a non-resident. Okay. Then additional conditions. If a person satisfy both the additional condition or if a resident satisfy both the additional conditions, we can say he is a resident and ordinarily resident. Okay. In another case, if a resident does not satisfy any one of the additional condition or does not satisfy both the additional condition, we can say he is a resident but not ordinarily resident. Right? Okay, then resident, non-resident, resident and ordinarily resident, resident but not ordinarily resident. Okay, these four are the main residential status of an individual. Okay, next we can move to a question. The question is this: Mr. Z, a foreign citizen, not a person of Indian origin, visits India every year in the month of April since 2011 and stay here for 100 days. The question is that what will be the residential status of Mr. Z? Okay, once again, Mr. Z is a foreign citizen, not a person of Indian origin, and he visits India every year in the month of April since 2011 and stays here for 100 days. What will be the residential status of Mr. Z? Okay, first of all, we note a point, that is Mr. Z is a foreign citizen. Here, which is the previous year? Previous year is 2021-22, right? Previous year is 2021-22. Okay. Then, firstly, we check Mr. Z satisfy our basic conditions, any one of the basic conditions. So, our first basic condition is what? The first basic condition is the assessee is in India for a period of 182 days or more than 182 days. Okay. Then, here mentioned that every year Mr. Z stayed in India only 100 days. Okay. Every year Mr. Z staying in India only 100 days. Then, we can assume he does not satisfy the first basic condition, because first basic condition says that the assessee is in India for a period of 182 days or more than 182 days. Okay. Here 2021-22 Mr. Z stayed in India only for 100 days. So, first basic condition does not satisfy. Okay. Next, what is the next basic condition? Next basic condition is 60 days or more than 60 days and 365 days out of 4 years preceding the previous year. Okay. Then we can say in 2021-22 Mr. Z stayed 100 days. That means more than 60 days. Okay. And before 2021-22, that means before 4 years, he stayed in India every year 100 days. That means total 400 days. That means he stayed in India more than 365 days. So, he satisfied the second basic condition. Then, we can move to the additional condition. Which one is the first additional condition? Yeah, first additional condition is that the assessee is in India for a period of, the assessee has been resident in India for a period of 2 years out of 10 years preceding the previous year. Okay. Then directly we can say he does not satisfy the first additional condition because he only stay 100 days. 1 year equal to 182 days, right? Then here he stayed only 100 days. So we can say he does not satisfy first additional condition. And second additional condition says that 7 years, 730 days. Okay. Here Mr. said since 2011 he come in India and stayed 100 days every year in India. So we can say 7 years, among 7 years he stayed in India 730 days. So he satisfied the second additional condition. But we can say he satisfied only one basic condition. So he is a resident. But he does not satisfy both the additional condition. He only satisfied one additional condition. So we can say he is a resident but not ordinarily resident. Okay. This is the solution for our question. Okay. So today class we have discussed about the residential status of an individual, mainly discuss basic conditions and additional conditions at the time of calculating or determining the residential status of an individual. First basic condition is that an assessee is in India for a period of 182 days or more than 182 days, and the second basic condition is that an assessee is in India for a period of 60 days or more than 60 days and for a period of 365 days preceding the 4 years of previous year. Okay. And two additional conditions. First additional condition is that assessee has been resident in India for a period of 2 years out of 10 years preceding the previous year, and second one is the assessee is in India for a period of 730 days. 730 days among the 7 years preceding the previous year. Okay. Thank you.